So we're here at the War of the Roses event at GDC with Mårten, and just what are people playing here today?
People are playing a pre-alpha build of the game that we are running on a couple of computers, 24 to be exact. So this is actually pre-alpha code, but it's playable with a lot of people, as you can maybe see in the background.
So what kind of mode and what kind of map are they playing?
Oh, it's a map called Mortimer's Cross, which is a small village where actual battles took place during War of the Roses. And they're playing team deathmatch, which is basically
What
it is. Nothing complicated, just kill the enemy.
So team deathmatch, is that going to be the only mode that you're bringing out, or will there be other modes? Are you talking about those?
We'll have other modes. We'll have team deathmatch as the basic mode, but we want to have more team-oriented, objective-based, like Siege and maybe Conquest and stuff like that.
But it's a good way to introduce the game to new players, which is what's happening here today.
Yeah. And it's a good way to sort of get the hang of the basic core mechanics of the game. So how do you swing, how do you shoot with the bow or the crossbow, and defense, and maybe some tactics, basic tactics, and squad management and stuff like that. So
what kind of mechanics do you put in the game to facilitate squad mechanics and things like that?
we have squad spawning, which is you spawn on your corporal in the squad. We're also going to have sort of a buff system where the corporal buffs the whole squad with things that are useful for the kind of squad it is. We want to separate the different kinds of squad, like cavalry, archers and melee guys, in different squads, and so the members will get buffs that are appropriate for their kind of troop type.
And what kind of types of people playing here? Can they play freely? Cavalry, archers, melee, or?
We don't have the cavalry in yet because it's pre-alpha, so we selected melee and crossbows and bows. We have a couple of different melee classes and also crossbows and bows.
So will all maps support all types, or will that be some sort of thing that you will balance out, or?
Well, we will not lock any classes, but we will say we can recommend that, horses are not that useful in the castles, maybe, or
We've seen games where that could be useful.
Yeah, but you will be able to play with cavalry, but I mean you would want to really get the strength of the horses, which is movement and really powerful charges with lances and stuff. You would want some space, so maybe the field map is more suitable, and stuff like that. But we won't lock any maps down for different classes.
Another aspect that's very important of War of the Roses is the unlocks and the things that you sort of build up your character with. What kind of characters are these people playing? Have they got any unlocks or perks going, or is it just your vanilla?
No. To be able to play the ranged weapons, you will have to unlock the archer perk, which enables you to spawn with a ranged weapon. It's a really early perk, but you will have to have that one. So I've picked pretty much from the whole unlock tree when I built these classes. We have the Northerner, which is a guy with a long 200 sword. We have the Man-at-Arms, which is a guy with a club and a shield. We have the Foot Knight with a poleaxe, that is a full plate armor with a poleaxe and a hammer, I think. And then we have the foot knight with the warhammer. We have the heavy crossbowman, which is a crossbowman with a shield and a club. And we have the light crossbowman, which is he has crossbow and a sword. And we have the bowman, or the longbowman, I think, which has a longbow, light armor, and a sword.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that's just
It's the start anyway.
yeah. I put together like 7 classes or something with the stuff we have right now. But we could, well, I tried to sort of calculate how many combinations, but it got silly, so I stopped.
So, what's it like to finally let people outside of the office and outside of the sort of the inner circle try the game and see what they think about it?
It's great. It seems like people have fun, which is the goal of it. And people are screaming, which you can hear. They are fighting and executing each other and really getting into the game. At this early stage, with this basic setup, it's great to see people having fun with the game.
Yeah, that's something that I reacted to when I just watched it now. The executions, they're quite visceral.
Yeah, they are. It's kind of a built-in taunt where you go up to the guy you just defeated and execute him, because that makes him see the execution from the first person perspective of the executed guy, and we try to make them as gruesome as possible, so they will be a sort of taunt as well, which, yeah, will make the one executed really angry.
And you earn extra XP and stuff when you do pull that off.
Yeah.
But you're a little bit vulnerable to other.
Yeah, it's a risk reward thing. You spend some time, like 4 or 5 seconds, or maybe 3 or 4, executing the guy, and you are totally vulnerable. So you need to do that when you are safe or have some friends, or after battle when there's a lot of corpses and you just go around executing everyone.
Just like in the good old days.
Yeah, just like in the good old days.
All right, so you mentioned you're in pre-alpha. How's the work going ahead, and sort of what's the roadmap ahead?
We're progressing fine. We're going to start with the horses soon, which makes me really excited because that's going to be really fun to work with. And then we're going to start with the tests with real players and stuff.
That's when the real work starts.
Yeah, the balancing, and that's the fun part. Getting feedback and all that stuff. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for coming.